So I think this would have been the date for the closing ceremony of the Tokyo Olympics if it had been held as planned. But as you know, it has been postponed. That nobody knows if it can be, you know, did done next year. You know, because nobody is sure what this pandemic would lead us to. But anyway, um, as you might have noticed, the Japanese people have traditionally been really enthusiastic about the Olympics, and you know there are reasons for that. I think, and this is actually the emblem from the last Tokyo Olympics, 1964. This is real. This is real. Uh, I was born then, but I was only 1 year old. So I don't remember anything, but you know, I hear many stories from people, and they tell me that it was wonderful. So this Olympics in 1964 coincided with the time when Japan experienced a really rapid growth from the traumatic experiences of the Second World War, and people associate happy memories with this last Olympics, and when Japan was once again welcomed into the international society, and there were many legendary competitions, including the women's volleyball, and you know, so in general, the last Tokyo Olympics is associated with this resurgence of national pride, regrowth of the Japanese economy, and in general, feel good factors. So when it was announced that Tokyo Olympics will be held again in 2020, naturally, many people were hoping that there would be a re-experiencing of this wonderful event at a time when Japanese economy were sluggish and the country was kind of going down the slope, and the Japanese were kind of losing pride on being themselves. So I think that's probably why, for many people, the postponement of the 2020 Olympics and possible cancellation of that would be such a psychological blow, especially for people who remembers vividly the last Olympics. You know, so um, I personally think that somehow I hope the Tokyo Olympics would be able to go forward somehow or other next year, because I haven't been to the actual competition at the Olympic game, but people who did testify that they were really moved and they could get firsthand experience of what the competition between great athletes involve. And that would be a really great inspiration for children, especially because when children can get to see the competitions between athletes, they would be able to form a certain idea what striving and keeping up morals and aiming for the goal actually mean in terms of real life living people. I think that would be continuous, heritage within their heart that would keep them going all their lives. So, I do hope that the younger generations would be able to have an opportunity to experience the real Olympics. Personally, I think if it's not possible to hold it next year, I don't know. We would have to consider many cost and operative, um, you know, implications. But I do hope that the Tokyo Olympics will be able to held somehow or other at some time, whether it's 2022 or 2023 or even 2024, when the Paris Olympics is planned to be held, because this is an emergency, and emergency needs some ingenious rethinking of things that we have been taking for granted. So yeah, I do hope that I don't want the Tokyo 2020 to be a missed opportunity. Uh, Somehow we might be able to muddle through and leave this wonderful event together. And that would be a really wonderful rejuvenation of the Tokyo 1964 spirit. By the way, this emblem was given to me by a very great friend of mine, Koki. Koki is a photographer living in Okinawa. He got hold of this and he kindly gave it to me. What a great man, Koki. Thank you, Koki. And let's go to the Olympics together. Yeah.